Hello, everyone. My name is Kyle.
I'm Ed.
I'm Alex.
I'm Rachel.
It's Tony.
And we are Pseudo Adults. Welcome to episode 154 of the Pseudo Adults program.
Time flies when you're having fun, baby.
Oh my God.
Wow.
We're like soaring past the 150s, 160s are in our sight.
But soon we're going to be
And no one-
200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, no one knows what comes after that.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't
Not
count.
me. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
Bet you guys can't wait to see what
After 60 comes 200.
bullshit comes. Yeah. 160, 200. What kind of bullshit I got planned for 200? I haven't really planned anything, but I have an idea.
We should
Tequila.
have a big party.
Herpes
A party.
Whoa.
A herpes pocket party?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Oh.
Gonna share herpes?
Yeah, herpes party.
All right.
Who said that one, too?
That's a great idea.
God.
I'm
Share
glad
the wealth.
Kyle thought of it. And no one else.
If you like this type of things, Pseudo Adults is a podcast. It's available wherever you find your podcasts. And if you want to watch us in the video format, these are all filmed these days, y'all. And you could go and become a Space Zamboni YouTube member, and you could watch us. And I'm staring you down the barrel at you right now.
Hell yeah, baby.
Filmed in a basement near you.
Yeah, filmed it very near us.
Yeah.
And we love you guys. And I'm going to take a shot.
You down that shot. I'm going to do ventriloquism. Go to SPACEZAMBONIE.com where you can do everything that you ever imagined. All your dreams come true on SPACEZAMBONIE.com. Especially that movie where the guy they puppeteer is a dead person.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Swiss
Not
Army
the
man.
not the senator. The
Weekend at Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we have merch. We have some cool stuff. We have a lot of podcasts. And if you guys just share the love, man, you join, you become a member, and you're supporting me doing switching for stuff. You're supporting Mark, Matt, everybody, Kyle, everybody. So thank you guys for being members, for watching this.
Yeah.
Share it with other people who you think would enjoy our content, and that would be
you call.
super dope. Whoa, Kyle's in the hood.
Bruh.
Oh.
What do you mean? I've been like this every other episode.
Emperor Palpy?
Yeah, every other one.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, on odds or evens? Wait, what are we at? We're on the odd right now?
Sure.
We're on
So
even.
every- Start going through. I don't see any hood.
You gotta keep these things loose. It's an even. Actually.
And if you're a pop culture fan, you want to level up in life, check out Inner Warrior on YouTube.
Wow.
Oh my God! Look at Alex.
Oh, shit.
Whoa! Oh my
And
God!
Rachel.
Rachel.
What are you guys talking about?
I apparently
I
can't
wonder
do
if the
that.
microphone picked up that noise. I heard the fucking fabric snap.
And almost Matt.
You have a beanie on. You're okay. We all want to be like you. You just can't.
You want to
Wow.
be like you.
That's okay. I just want to break my clothes.
All right. Well,
The pastime.
Yeah.
Matt's breaking clothes corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break it even more.
Yeah. It's like Breaking Bad except of clothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, God.
And Hulk Hogan.
Oh my God, yeah.
Does anyone have any like creative, like personal stuff that they've been working on that they have updates on? I feel like we haven't necessarily touched on that in a little while. Is there any? I don't know if it's like stuff that's not ready to be disclosed at this time regarding.
TBD.
Oh,
Wow.
stay tuned, huh?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I'm going to leak it.
You're not even going to be able to release it yet.
Yeah, I'm going to
It's
leak
done.
it, everybody. Good luck hiding it next episode.
Oh my God.
Next episode, all of a sudden, I'm like... he didn't do anything to me. Just
You're gonna
can't
be like
talk.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Birds and psychos.
I would like that if that's what Tony's doing. He's like training birds to do everybody's job.
It's a new way of automation.
You're just in the city, like catching a bunch of pigeons. Like I got it.
That's why it's TBD. It's just-
Next time you all get together to the podcast, there's like 500 birds
Yeah.
down here, and we're like,
Yeah.
Tony, I think you have an announcement. TBD.
He's like fucking walking on birds to get to my doorstep. Like, Tony, what's the fuck's up with the
Floating
bird?
because the birds are flying.
Yeah, it's like
TBD.
Wait, we see the birds. What are you doing with these fucking birds?
Don't worry about it.
I need more birds.
Catch and train.
I have a fever. The only prescription is more bullets.
Tony, if you have a fever, you should go to the hospital.
Yeah, it's definitely not avian bird flu.
I have a fever and it has nothing to do with these birds. He's gone bird crazy.
Tony's like, shit, they spoiled it all.
Tony, there's shit everywhere. Fucking birds.
It's like an Elma glue factory in here.
I don't want to go outside anymore.
Oh my god.
You and your birds. Pseudo Adults animated.
Nothing a little vanilla bean cheesecake won't fix.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's what they give him if he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what heals me up.
It's like your sensu bean.
it's nothing I would say on the podcast, but we came up with another cheesecake for someone else like a month ago, and I forgot to bring it up. It was like the most late addition to a joke that wasn't funny to begin with.
Ow.
To you. Because Tony was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Where is this coming from?
We can't help
There's
your
no
love.
context at all.
Birds have been added to your life.
Yeah. That's a new addition.
Worried about the cheesecake. If I don't see you floating on birds next time, we're going to have a problem.
Oh my god.
All right, so we got plenty of items of discussion, and I've been trying to change the order, but we could just kind of go however loosey-goosey, however you guys want. If there's anything you just want to get out there first, otherwise I'll introduce one of the topics when you guys brought up. American Dad new season.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you guys have been keeping up with that show
Yes.
of the McFarlane creative process.
Yep.
Okay.
I prefer American Dad over Family Guy. By,
Me too.
I
A lot.
don't know.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun. What was the last episode we saw? Well, there.
The frog one.
Oh, the frog. Yeah. So
Alex Jones?
No.
there's so this is episode. The last episode we just saw was about this frog who landed in the someone's backyard from a plane where the this is what I love about American Dads, the jokes. I think Alex and I discussed it before. They have it's not 3 beats; it's a 4th beat. Remember we were talking about that? So there's a plane that was flying overhead, and they're about to crash. So they're all worried, and they're so it's a pilot and a co-pilot. So the co-pilot's like, what do you mean? I got nothing to live for. I don't care if we crash. And the guy's like, wait, but what about that picture? He's like, oh yeah, my child. And then he opens it up, and his 8 siblings.
Oh my god.
And so they're trying to find something to to
Expand upon?
to get off of the plane, so that they can loosen the weight of it.
And there's a whole creative. Is the AOL?
Oh yeah, and there's and they're
Oh my god.
He's like, oh, this stuff looks so important. I don't know what to get rid of, and it's AOL installation disc.
Yeah, they're all so important.
Yeah.
Those are good frisbees in parking lots.
Yeah.
We use them for.
Yeah, it's I really like this season. I've always liked American Dad. It's continued being good, and we went back and watched other seasons in between shows as a comedy relief kind of thing, and we went back and I was like, it's still good. It's still good. It's still good, and it's not like Family Guy to me used to be good, and then it started not to be as good, and I feel like American Dad has stayed very consistent and its quality.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
17th season.
That's
Yeah.
wild. John's coworkers were obsessing over this episode of Family Guy, I don't know why they all like Family Guy where she works, but they're like, you need to like see this episode, Gianna. Like, oh my god, it's so funny. So
The one with Lois' mom.
no, it's the one where Peter and Quagmire like form a band
Oh.
and they start like performing, just doing like acoustic songs like around the world or whatever. And I was like waiting for the moment where I'm like, oh, this is why they wanted you to watch this.
Right.
And that moment never fucking came. I was like, the episode was over, and I'm like, Gianna, why did we just watch that? She goes, I don't know. They were talking about it at work. I was like, man, they should stop talking about it at work.
I feel like the newest season is like okay. It's better than what it used to be, but it's still not like equal to.
So I remember like we were gonna watch American Dad, and then Rachel wanted to watch Family Guy, so we tried to watch Family Guy, and I was like, Rachel, I can't do this.
Wow.
Like they're like it's just randomness. There's nothing to it. Like it's just complete random.
That shows it's hit and miss because like we were watching an episode at Olivia's place one day, and that episode is like kind of funny. I don't remember what the hell it was about, but it was like it's like that was an okay episode, but there's also so much shit. But is The Simpsons not the same thing? They have like really good episodes and then ones that are like, oh, like what the hell?
Very few and far between, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that's a recipe for a long running series.
Yeah.
So it's like it's good to have something that is like consistently,
Good.
on its
It's
on
its
its
marks
toes.
and
But it's also personal preference,
very much so.
Well, everything's subjective.
It's
I bet
nice to
people
see the
love all-
characters grow.
Yeah.
Like American Dad, the characters are like growing into kind of their own people. And I think the difference between American Dad and Family Guy is Family Guy doesn't grow. It just stays the same, consistent
Exactly.
people,
Yeah, but-
same characters. They don't learn anything. It's just,
But that's all to like an extent because you're never gonna have a season where like Steve is gone and because he went to college and now he's had
no, you're never going to have
and
that
getting his
evolution,
family,
but you're
you
going to
know?
have like evolution of, I feel like, just characters in general.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause, like,
without them
it's almost
growing.
like it's almost like Simpsons, right? Like Simpsons, there's always a lesson in every episode where
Yeah.
the character learns something. So American Dad does the same thing, where it's like everybody always learns.
I feel like
something.
Family Guy, they don't.
Maybe
And I used to
season
be
one.
a big family. Yeah, I was like, I used to be.
learned something today.
Yeah.
and with like his job and stuff where he like
Yeah.
switch jobs and careers and like that would
Yeah.
stick. But there's not a lot
Oh,
that
yeah.
Yeah.
changes or
You know what? On that note, I haven't talked about it in a while, but I have been watching King of the Hill still.
King of the Hill's great.
I'm up
like
to season
King of the Hill.
11.
wow.
And that is a show where like things kind of stick. When Bobby's dating what's her name and they break up. Connie.
Why is that like in our brain? We remember that.
Yeah. It was
that's funny.
it crushed a whole generation. Clearly. And now I'm in season 11. Oh my god, I'm names. What's her name? Luann is pregnant. Yeah, and it's like she announces in one episode, next one they're like planning a baby shower for her. Like, oh, look
They
at them.
like evolve.
And this is an episode where like one of the I think this is like the A plot actually is Peggy is mistaken for a drag queen.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Manger Babes.
And I was watching that episode as my wife was going to a holiday drag
Wow.
show.
So funny.
Yeah. I'm like,
Fates align.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I not there? It looked like a lot of fun from what she showed me. She said that one of the it was like a mix of like performances that were serious and then like comedic things. And there was one that kind of I guess fell like in the middle. It was funny and it was a performance where she was just as Mariah Carey performing probably all I want. I don't know, but then like how Mariah Carey fucked up in that one performance where she like forgot the words or something.
Yeah.
She like made that part of the act.
Oh my god.
It sounded like it was really funny.
I remember that. I think me and Alex were sitting in front of a TV watching. I remember
What?
one New Year's when she messed up and walked off the stage. You remember that?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, and
I think
me and you
really.
were sitting on the couch, and I was like, "What just happened?"
I don't remember when that was, but
was
I remember
New
watching
Year's.
some kind of fuck up like
It was
that.
New Year's at your parents' house.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
And he wasn't here because he was in the
cool.
city.
I mean,
Yeah, it was that one New Year's. Tony doesn't remember.
I just remember the following one
Yeah,
was
no,
like
I was-
the redemption one, and I don't care, and I don't remember which one I remember. I just was like, oh yes, Mariah Carey's back.
I just feel like when I saw in the Macy's Day Parade this year, I was
Yeah.
like, why did they hire her again? I go, after that, I would not have hired her.
Because she's a living meme.
Yeah,
like
it's
that
sad.
song is it for Christmas.
That's it
And
for her. I was
it's
like,
paying, yeah, this is paying her salary and her legacy. Yeah,
Either.
Keep getting
just can't.
away with this.
they're like, this time you have
Oh my
to
God.
lip sync. You're not allowed to sing.
Yeah, that's the whole parade.
Yeah.
But like, you're not close enough to the microphone. You're not close enough to the microphone. You're like, you
well,
need to get
Thanksgiving's low
closer.
stakes. They're all pre-recorded lip syncing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The parade was fun.
yeah,
Paul Abdul was really funny.
yeah. I was like, did they auto tune her voice so much?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
And I ended up accidentally
Yeah.
seeing it twice because when we went for dinner, there was the replay. It was on like, okay.
Wow.
It's on at 2:00 every year. It switches and plays double.
I
at
didn't
2.
know there's a replay.
After the dog show at
found
2
out-
o'clock. Because
Wow.
I watched the whole dog show because it's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
I love
puppy
the dog
ball?
show.
Yeah, the
no,
puppy-
it's a dog show. It's like the
The
AKC
Purina dog chow
Dog show.
finest hour.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite parts of Thanksgiving because I love dogs. So I like seeing all the breeds.
I like eating the dog afterwards.
Okay.
Let me have the loser.
I love my
And the
turdoggin.
winner.
I even made Tony sit and watch with me this year.
The dog one?
Yeah, it's interesting. Tony was
Did
yelling
you
at
like
the toy
seeing
dogs the whole
Goku?
time. Yeah.
And
And then them say it wrong.
No, they said it right. How dare you, Rachel?
Goki?
Super Saiyan.
Scion.
Yeah,
Super Scion. That's what
Like
she
a fucking
said.
car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Super Scion.
Well,
and we're like,
it's Super Saiyan, and you know, it's the tale as old as time. It was mistranslated, and everyone's been saying it wrong. So then, when someone accidentally says it correctly, they're like, oh. So yeah.
Wow.
But then the hardcore fans are like, I love it when newscasters accidentally correctly pronounce it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and then they go and escape into the shadows.
Oh my God.
Of Gotham.
Yeah.
New York City.
Supposedly, there's going to be some.
New York City.
There's all these rumors. There's going to be a new Dragon Ball 2023 announcement, like like a new anime or something,
Damn.
like different from Super or something.
Bruh.
Interesting.
That's
Who the hell
crazy.
knows? Did you hear about what they're doing with the manga on that note, though?
I heard there's going to be Trunks and Goten love. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
Just like that, just like that.
Oh,
I got anime eyes.
Yeah.
and
Some goats and love, so they're going to be in a relationship.
Finally.
I mean, that explains the whole fusion.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I don't know. It almost seemed like
that's
it.
where they always hang out with each
Gross.
other all the time. Like, oh, okay.
We found out a new fusion point.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
It's the B point.
It's a new form, too.
Oh my God.
I like this show.
Excuse me?
5 more years. 5 more years.
Fusion.
Oh my God. That'd be insane.
The Potara
That'd be
piercing.
insane.
Potara piercing. Prince Albert and both.
Oh my God. They just like space dock. Like, what the hell is going on here?
I have a favorite season of Dragon.
This is in Scion.
Oh, holy shit. Okay.
It's supposed to fill like the gaps of what happened like before this newest superhero movie.
Oh, so they're still gonna be tiny, or they're gonna be like
No,
there?
there's artwork that was released. They look like the way they looked in the superhero
Okay.
movie.
Oh, nice.
They're aged up a bit.
Nice.
And someone pointed out, I guess someone put like 2 and 2 together that, I guess not to spoil how the last arc of the manga ended. It's out there if you want to see it, but they imply that there's like there's a very powerful character, and they're guessing that basically at the point we all saw superhero, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Goku, Vegeta, Broly are all training in that movie, presumably to take on that foe. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of like that's what people are assuming. If you could believe that Dragon Ball is actually written with planning, which I'm not sure about.
Dang. A giant Twinkie.
Yeah. Okay. So what's this Destination Fear?
Destination Fear is sick. It's something that we've been anticipating for like a year now.
Oh my god.
Because that's probably the best haunting show ever, where they actually go and investigate haunted locations.
It's cool because like every other haunting show, you could tell like it's 11 p.m. and they dip and they're like, we got enough. I don't know what the fuck that means when you're hunting ghosts. Like, we got enough.
Yeah, we're good. We're done.
Yeah. Everything we can find, we have found. And meanwhile, it's like, huh? You guys hear that? We found everything. We're done.
We're done. Let's get out of here.
Well, that feeling, you feel the feeling of the feeling that feels. It makes me so angry.
Cold spot.
Yeah,
We're done. We got to get out of here.
These guys are really like legit about it. Like they don't get possessed a lot.
They're
They
good.
don't
Yeah.
add that extra cheese.
Yeah.
Well, at all. Like
No,
I
yeah.
can't think
No
of a single
possessions,
episode. Yeah,
It's just a guy throwing up. That's
Yeah,
so funny.
that was out of like fear and just like the unnervingness of I guess like the paranormal activity and everything.
Yeah,
but there's like this one piece of evidence that was like really wild in this last episode. It was I don't know. It was like really tame at the same time, but just like fascinating.
So my favorite episode is when they're inside that place and there's definitely fucking people there because they sleep at these locations most of the time.
Yeah.
So the idea is like they'll lay down, they'll actually get ready for bed and shit, and like
Yeah, they
they'll
camp there.
record overnight.
Yeah.
And the idea is they can't fucking sleep. You're in a haunted location, and you're like, it's weird and it's all dark, and you don't know if there's people there or a ghost or whatever. So in this episode, they fucking hear all these crazy noises. There's all this shit going on.
They see the shadows
Yeah,
running
and they
past
see
the
like the
camera.
shadow guy running past the camera, and he's all shadowed out, but it looks like a person in the building that was sprinting. And the anxiety I had watching that episode of like, I know there's another episode, but they're gonna get killed. It was like, man, it was crazy. But the new season, I personally really like this show, so I was super excited for it to come back. They do like every season they try to like intensify. The idea is like, oh, can we overcome our fear by doing these things? And so this year they're like, oh, every time we're separate, no one has any flashlights. You're not allowed to use them. And they're like, oh, we don't want to fucking be separated. So
Yeah, separated in the dark.
yeah,
They're just walking around with no light,
So wait, how do they see where
feeling,
the IR.
and the camera.
Yeah, the IR, they use it to like walk with the IR.
Okay.
But they don't have any like lights or anything. It's cool. Personally, I think this episode was neat. I think they always build up anxiety, which is like we were watching. I was like, I wish there was a Scooby-Doo show that was this. Like you see them in a haunted house and like their reactions to it and stuff. That'd be cool. But I don't know. I like it. And we're all caught up with Ghost Adventures, and this show took way longer to get out. So.
Just can't.
Yeah, but Ghost
I
Adventures.
stopped. I pulled out after that special they had. I went, sorry, I can't.
Yeah,
It's funny, but I just can't anymore because I'm like, there's certain shows that take it seriously, and I just can't. I can't anymore.
We watched that
can't.
special, and we love that.
Yeah, I love that special. That was a
Him
funny
walking around
special.
bros
We
and
were
rock.
like zoning out
Is
on
this
our
the same
phones, like, oh, is
conversation?
this it?
That's
it is.
like the third time.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, every time it's
Every time, yeah.
I literally went, it's dead. It's dead.
They have a new episode where they're at a school, and a few people you could tell that they just want to like be on camera, so they're telling like, these are my ghost stories. But there's like one piece of evidence during that one too.
Yeah,
that,
they've been getting like one piece of evidence that's like actually really interesting in like all of the past recent episodes.
Yeah.
Just like one
As soon
piece
as I
that's like
quit watching it, it becomes
Oh, they
serious.
say one
there's like
piece.
Yeah.
every episode like for the most part we're like
yeah,
these
like
guys.
even that prison one had the was that the one with the shadow walking outside, which was like
that was the school.
Oh,
where they had
that was
it in
the
the,
one. Yeah,
in the
yeah,
distance. The shadow was it was weird.
Yeah,
it was actually
an
like,
actual shadow person.
yeah, and you could tell when Zach gets evidence that he's actually afraid of, or like, because his reaction actually changes. It goes from like, okay, we found this to, oh my god, like what the hell?
We're not at a Catalina wine mixer.
Yeah. Oh my god, I fucking sent that to you, bro. That clip was so fucking.
That clip is hilarious.
There's a clip where
bad.
they're in
So
like
cringe.
they're in this like location where it's like a beachy area and it's like a lot of tourists and fucking he walks up to his crew and he's in that all He's like a Scooby-Doo character. He's always wearing the same fucking outfit.
But I feel like every episode he gets skinnier, and he almost looks like a skeleton now. Like he used to, in the
He's
earlier
so
seasons,
brolic.
he looked
Yeah.
like buff.
Yeah.
And now it almost looks like he's like dying on the inside.
So
And
he
I was
walks up to his crew, and they're all wearing like Hawaiian shirts and vests and stuff, and he goes, "Guys, we're not at a Catalina wine mixer." He snaps, and they transition their clothes to be the Ghost Adventure like outfits.
It was incredible.
It was so fucking funny.
Wait, that's just Tony SMPR technology. And you find that stupid?
On a show like that, yes.
SMPR was all about.
Yeah, SFR was a comedy show.
So
yeah, this show is a comedy. I
But you
feel
were
like.
informing everyone about the internet.
Yeah, they didn't know about it.
But no, there's been like weird evidence. The mirror thing.
Yeah, that mirror thing was wild. Yeah, they actually got like a pretty good video of something running behind him, and there was no way nobody was behind. Like, yeah, there was nobody behind.
And they recreated it too.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, like if we're facing this mirror goes that way and bounces off of here, and they're like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
And once again, you could tell Zach was like, because
we have to watch this.
they don't often recreate shit.
Right,
They'll just be like,
yeah.
okay,
They
that's
just
the
take it
evidence.
as it is,
But this
yeah.
one, they were like, oh, what
gotta
the hell?
explain it.
Yeah, and there was a guy walking in the
Yeah, in the room.
Yeah, with the heat sensor on, and he was just standing still in the mirror, and the crew was in the hallway, and they showed every angle, and it was like,
Yeah,
that's weird.
it was wild.
Yeah, every episode has one. That's really
Yeah, at
weird.
least one piece of evidence that's like, oh, actually, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
The
yeah,
whole mirror.
but that was similar to this Destination Fear too.
Yeah.
because there's evidence that's like okay,
Yeah.
and then
Oh.
there's that one that was like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, with the mimicry.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Because like part of it, watching this episode, I was like, I wonder if that's like they shouldn't have heard what the stories were for this place, and if that happened, I would have been like, that's very interesting. And then they found out, like they did with that one place.
I feel like they wouldn't know to even like test that out.
That's true.
If they didn't know about it.
That's true.
Because then it's more interesting, because from knowing that, they still went deeper in and were like, all right, well, can you do this? And can you do this?
That's true.
Trying to get it to do similar kinds of things.
Yeah. And it was like the most reported thing was like the mimics of things that were happening, or like they said people talking on the radio when the radio was off, and it was like the voice of their friends and stuff like that. And there's one thing that does happen in this episode that's like, that's very interesting.
Just like when they went to that other location with King.
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't know that name or anything, I don't know if they'd really be able to, not like instigate, but like activate whatever activity's going on there.
Yeah. No, you guys watched that show, yeah? Yeah. You guys liked it more than like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'd absolutely watch that show over.
I like the last episode when they're in like the devil's
Yeah.
bedroom and stuff. That was like because they
You gotta
get
go back
fucking
and
locked in
continue
it.
watching. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was bad
I
again.
think we stopped watching at one point because some other show came on. But,
something else. Yeah.
yeah, I was
That
like,
happens.
I was like, yeah, something else came up, some other new show. Yeah.
And this first episode, they jump like right into it. They don't even like I feel like last season they had a little bit of like an intro.
Yeah, they have
this
one shoot the shit.
Yeah, this one they were like, all right, we're into it now.
Oh, wow.
And that was
That's good.
pretty much it. Yeah.
As opposed to that other show where I think they spent 3/4 of the episode without even going in, and then they built the ghost box.
Oh my God.
We got to watch more of that too.
Well, that one you saved when I'm with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
You saved the good stuff for me.
Yeah.
To my understanding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's other stuff. I mean, I hear around the podcast, it's fine, but that one we'll watch together right after Kitty Kai.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Return of Kitty Kai.
Oh, God.
I won't take long, but I finished the show I was mentioning called The Resort. It was a show that I think it's only 8 episodes long. It turns into sort of like a murder mystery series where it's like these two characters they introduce them like they're married, but they're having some sort of like difficulties with their marriage. and they're kind of going on this vacation maybe to try and like rekindle and like make have a good time. And then the wife ends up like falling down to a ditch somewhere and finds like a flip phone from like 15 years ago, and she's just like the sort of person who can't let anything go. She's like, I'm gonna bring this phone alive and see if there's anything fun on it, and finds out it belongs to someone who went missing 15 years ago, and stayed at this resort that she's staying at, and she was like takes it upon herself like, I'm going to solve this mystery that no one could figure out. And like like kind of runs into these people from that time. There was a detective that was trying to work on it, is still like still eating at him to the present day. And but then the show starts going off in this strange direction where it's like it goes from being fairly plausible to be like, is this turning sci-fi? Which isn't a bad thing. It was just like it starts making it just interesting in that way, where they introduce this character who owns the resort, and he's like a pretty out there guy that it's like they basically were like, oh, this guy's nuts and out of his mind, because he's like, my memories are leaking out of my ears, and he like paints everything on the he lives in the top floor of the resort, and he like paints his like things that he wants to remember, otherwise he's got like no memory. And
that's gonna be me.
And he's got these these two characters that go missing. As we learn about stuff, like they kind of like show them going through these scenes together. Like they came, like she came with her dad, he came with his parents, and like his girlfriend who was cheating on him, and like he's kind of like fed up and wants to have a different they end up meeting and hitting it off, but then mysterious events happen and they go missing and aren't seen again. And so we find out that they met this owner of the resort. They're up there in this top floor, and he like painted them up there while he kind of like had them stuck. And then it's just, but then as the present day couple are looking for them and they kind of like find their way up there, the detective meets them, and he's just like, well, this is very strange because you're painted in this as well. And he just hasn't been touched for whatever. Although it's not clear. That's just how they present it. So it's like, you're like, okay, so is this show getting kind of wackadoodle? And I finished the show, so I know the answer to that question. Because it's executive produced by the guy who did Mr. Robot. I don't think he's like necessarily creatively involved with it on that level. I think it's like stamp of approval type of thing. They put their logo on it. So it was, what was I saying? I won't spoil whether or not it goes in that direction. It's like if they were able to like pull it back, or if they sort of like committed to it. But regardless of that, I felt like it was actually a show that like it was. I felt like it had meaning and like a message when it was all said and done. It was about like these characters that are like trying to find further meaning in life, trying to move on from something that was traumatic, detrimental to them, like stopping them from growing for various reasons. And why not to like dwell in the past? Yeah. So
they were the couple with amnesia.
I don't know.
Wow.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the answer.
Yeah. So that was that show. That's on Peacock if anyone ever wants to watch it. Peacock. All right. So how about we give Tony and Rachel a turn? So what's this royalty, sex, and politics?
Yeah, it's
Is that three things?
Yeah, it's actually really good biography. I'm a historical person, so I really like.
You're historical?
No. I mean,
She's in the mural.
I like watching like historical features, and a lot of bad shows have come out about like the other bowling girls. Very inaccurate. Very like everything was inaccurate in there. It's this show's pretty much like a mini series. It's 3 episodes about Anne Boleyn and how the recent things we found out that she wasn't the way that people betrayed her. Like she was smart, she was intelligent, she wasn't a seductress like everybody says she was. She wasn't out for like money, and she like it shows like a good detailing of like her life and how people should like not believe like what everybody says, because she was called like the whore queen and stuff like that after she was executed. Like she was called all those things. But really what she wanted, she pretty much is the reason why the Church of England exists. They used to be part of the Catholic Church, and the Pope used to tell them what they could and couldn't do. She stepped in and said, I don't think that's right. Here's some really controversial books that tell that the king is a direct, God is directly channeled through you, she's the one that made the Church of England with him. He made the Church of England so he could divorce his wife and be with her. So it was a good demonstration on like who she actually was, because we don't really know much, because a lot of her portraits were burned after she died. They only have 4 portraits of what she may or may actually look like, because they got rid of everything. It actually is Tony watched it with me.
Yeah. So, I was gonna say, what I think is interesting was the controvery at the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, to be clear, it's Blood, Sex, and Royalty. I said it wrong.
Yeah, it's really good. They have like
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just realized I'm introducing it incorrectly.
No, it's all good.
they have like this clubby music from like nowadays. They try to make it like if we can relate to
Victorian.
it. They don't speak in like old English.
Like The Great Gatsby did when they
Kind of,
remade it.
yeah. But yeah.
But I was gonna say, what I thought was super interesting was the fact that the controversy at the time was that they said everyone should read the Bible in Latin. And if you can't read the Bible in Latin, you shouldn't be reading the Bible at all.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
And so, but the reason why that was because the people that were poor didn't get a chance to learn Latin, so they couldn't read the Bible.
Okay.
So
they don't read it.
yeah, well, but so that was the thing, right? So, but there was controversial books where it was translated to English so that people could read it, and they're like, oh. Nobody should, like, we gotta burn everybody who has those books, blah blah blah.
Heretics. They used to burn people at the stake for having a Bible translated into English.
And the whole point of that was like a power play, right? Because it was like, we don't want people to have their own interpretation of the Bible and to have their own views on it. We want to be able to tell them what they should think and do and all that stuff.
Who put this shit in English?
Yeah, basically. So, exactly.
Thanks, Reddit.
And how I really liked how
Mark
this
put it in.
documentary. I like how this documentary really showed that the reason why she died was because she wanted to bring like more of like a socialism. Like she wanted healthcare for the people. She wanted to give the money back to the people.
Wow.
But the Church of England didn't want to do that. So what they did was, after they flipped the religion into the Church of England, they would go into these monasteries and take all their gold and all their jewelry and whatever they had, and that made them richer. So they were like, we don't want to turn around and give this back to the people.
Yeah, so that was one of the points too. Was like Anne Boleyn was like, oh, these all these monasteries have all this gold. We could probably like help all the people in the kingdom, and they're like, oh yeah, sure. So they go and they take the gold and they keep it for themselves.
Yeah. And she was like, you said, on top of the fact that she King Henry at the time wanted an heir, and she produced she produced a child, which was Queen Elizabeth. That's who she actually produced and ended up being queen. But she couldn't produce what she promised him that she could.
Dang.
But she actually did, though. I found this out. She actually did. She produced a male, but she was 7 months pregnant and she found him cheating on her and had a miscarriage.
Wow.
From that. And they deemed that the kid was a boy and that it was really him. And it was a good documentary to see like that she wasn't what everybody like.
How did they
makes
know
her out to
baby
be.
genders back then?
Because the baby was like fully formed. Like it was
Like
like
his dick was hanging out of her or something?
Whoa.
no, the baby was born, so you have to like get rid of the fetus like out of your body. So they were able to see that the baby was a boy. Like its
How?
organs were formed at like 7 months.
But
She had a miscarriage at 7
What time
months.
period is this?
Tudor.
Henry VIII.
Okay.
Yeah.
No ultrasound.
No,
Just
No,
She
no,
gave
she-
birth to the baby.
She gave birth to the baby
essentially.
dead.
Yep.
So they were able
Stillbirth.
to tell.
Yeah, okay.
They were able to tell that it was
thought-
a
I did-
boy.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they were able to tell at
Okay.
that point that
That was
it
my
a
issue with
boy.
Hamilton.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
all the ultrasounds.
not only that,
Yeah.
my
There's a
wife
lot
is
of-
expecting. I got to go and meet my son. It's like that implies the son's not born yet, and he
Yeah.
knows he's having
But they
a son.
used to. But the thing
Thanks,
is, they
Reddit.
used to like when women were pregnant. When women were pregnant back then, they used to just assume it was a boy. They used to be like, "My son." They used to look and go,
It's
"Son."
fine,
but-
technicality.
Yeah.
No, but they did. They used to go, "My son," and before
boy.
they even knew it was a girl or boy. Just because that was the best case scenario for them. The best case scenario for them is if they had a boy.
Yeah.
That would be their best case.
I also thought it was interesting that so the reason why King Henry VIII had a wife was because his brother died and he had to marry the brother's wife.
Yeah.
And he used the whole "don't lay with your brother's wife or you'll be like infertile" in the Bible as like excuse to get divorced from his first wife.
It said that in English. In Latin, it said definitely banger.
100%.
It's
I
a
don't know.
mistranslation.
Yeah.
That's why
It just-
they're like, you can't read in English. It's so different.
It's a good documentary to see what actually happened. Like this is the stuff that she says in the documentary is actually things that were written down by her jailer when she like was just talking to him because she had no friends at that point. So she was just talking to him about stuff. This is the accounts that she gave. You know, so
Is it a misrepresentation that a lot of firefighters who have like a person die, like a husband die in the fire, a lot of the times they talk to like the sibling and the sibling end up marrying the...
I mean, I know that happens often. I don't know if it's specifically firefighters, but yeah, that is a thing that happens. Yeah.
because
That's
he's there
strange,
to comfort.
you know?
Yeah,
like, that's
it's
really strange.
Yeah.
I guess it's because you're there to comfort and
I guess that's part of it. I guess
misinterpret that as
the other part is probably like that person's already integrated into the family, I guess, too.
But that's weird.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
that's like some
agree,
Game of
but
Thrones shit.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
I think it's hot.
All right, we all know what Matt's gonna do.
Yeah.
Spicy firefighter love.
So if your brother was a firefighter, and well, you said it's hot.
Yeah, you just said it was hot.
It is, but
It's hot because
Whatever.
fires.
Yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense.
I'm all about breaking the mold.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gotcha.
You're breaking
Now,
bad.
if there's
over there.
somebody with my very specific set of traits,
Yeah.
then sure.
Okay. Yeah, and
I just recommend taking a watch at it if you like historical document movies,
Yeah, if you like-
shows, miniseries.
history.
It's very good. I actually just stumbled upon it. I was like, okay, we're watching this.
so it's not a documentary. It's very much a show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have
They
parts
do have
where...
people talking about
Reenactments?
it, like historians.
Whoa, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Not at all what I expected.
I know.
No, that's why
Sabrina
I
the
made
Teenage
Tony
Witch.
watch it, and Tony liked
And there's
watching
this
it.
version.
McDonald's.
Do they have the Latin version?
McDonald's.
I think I'm scrolling through the same 3 pictures over and over again.
Yeah, but I suggest taking a watch. They try to like make it nowadays where you could
Dude, it's hot.
What the fuck is going on there?
Oh.
Is that
Eat your dinner. I just want it.
You're
the
gonna make
sex,
tummy.
blood, or royalty? I can't tell.
That's
Both?
all.
All three?
I mean, I'm seeing blood and royalty.
But it was pretty
Look at
good.
what's going on under the table.
It was pretty good.
Sex.
McDonald's.
You
found it.
Throws her on it and makes love to her.
Yeah, he does actually.
It's like time to make a wine.
Really?
Yes,
Whoa.
There's a scene like that.
there's a scene like that. Yes.
It's the scene.
Is it that
Yes,
scene? It might be
actually,
that
it's her
scene.
in the red dress.
way.
So yes,
That would be fucked
is the
up. You're
scene.
screwing with it.
I'm actually
It's gotta
not.
be joking.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's actually
I'm
no.
pretty sure that's the scene. Yeah.
It's the scene.
He starts like
It is
feeding
all
the grapes in, like, never mind.
Open wide.
Save that for the Netflix special.
Yeah.
Wow.
VPN on for that.
Yeah.
This guy's pimp hand strong there.
Dang.
Yeah.
Cool.
You could shoot out the
Cool.
grapes.
So if you want to watch something like that, I would check it out.
She
It's on
most certainly
Netflix.
can,
So
unless,
cancel
unless
your
they
gym
squash
membership.
them first.
It's on Netflix.
Okay. It looked like a Netflix thing.
Netflix made
I don't
it,
know if that makes
so-
sense.
Yeah.
That poster looked like a Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They filmed that at the same
good.
diner that they film everything.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, Matt.
Yes?
We watched a movie called The Bad Guys?
Yeah, I thought it was a cutie patootie movie.
Oh.
But the one thing that broke my brain was how do they have like these, because they have animals, they have humans, and then they got the regular animals that
Oh, really?
aren't.
They
like,
do that?
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's like a weird mixture between, all right, we got these
animals are
talking.
dumb.
Yeah, we got the talking animals that are smart, then we got the smaller animals that are dumb for whatever reason, regular animals, and then they got the humans that are intermingled in. Yeah, so that was the one bizarre thing, but I enjoyed the movie. It was like
you get past that.
yeah, it was like Ocean's 11, but for kids.
Oh, cool.
Oh, right. I remember. I haven't seen it, but I remember it being presented that way.
And that's got crazy twists at the end, but it's probably predictable. Yeah.
I probably won't see it coming though. I'm not a very bright viewer.
Oh, I mean, I was like, all
And I
right, yeah. But I feel like you could flesh it out. I feel like it's a solvable mystery.
Sequel?
Possibly.
It's not impossible.
Yeah. Slurp it all up.
Yeah, you would slurp up a sequel?
I'd slurp up a sequel.
Oh,
and it's got
that's nice.
Sam Rockwell in it. I like Sam Rockwell.
he's cool.
Yeah. And a bunch of other people that everybody's familiar with.
Good voice actors?
Aquafina? She's in there.
She's in a lot of
certainly
stuff.
has a voice.
No.
For now.
Speaking of sequels,
Squeakle?
sequels. The Santa Clauses.
Oh, Jesus.
Amazing.
What everyone was asking for, right?
Oh, my God.
I still haven't gotten to watch it yet. I'm going to, but not for the reasons I originally thought. It's more so how you have both described it to me. I'm like,
boy.
I just need to see what this is.
If Disney took 3 separate poops in a film can and released it on Disney Plus, that's what we would have.
Yeah.
Oh.
A lot of kids dancing in it.
Or at least in 2 episodes of the 3.
Yeah, 2 of the 3 has dancing.
Now I can't say I want to watch it anymore.
It was very
That
bizarre.
wasn't the reason why. I swear.
It's too much.
Officer.
The first time was like, what are we watching? The second time was like, excuse me.
Can you just give them the same like original description that you gave me?
We'll try.
Just otherwise, I could introduce how you were saying, and you could elaborate.
Yeah, that works.
So it sounds like this is like secondhand knowledge because I haven't seen it myself, but the premise, at least that they start off with, is like, what do you mean no one's saying Merry Christmas anymore?
Oh, yeah, it's very woke.
Oh God.
Yep.
It's one of
Or
those
anti-woke?
movies.
Yeah, or anti-woke
It's
because they don't like woke culture or like anything, apparently.
Sleep.
Yeah, even on this last episode, they were like, what, the Christmas, the
There's a
people
lot
that
of
don't say Christmas or whatever?
Yeah,
Experience the people that don't say Christmas.
yeah.
What do you mean you don't worship Jesus?
Yeah.
You telling me that Santa now has a Trump flag in the back of his car?
There's a reason he's in red.
Yes.
I think that's what was said last time too,
Okay.
right?
Essentially.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever I track
pretty
Santa,
wild.
they're tracking the red wave.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
like,
just.
it's like there's an
shit.
agenda.
I believe it.
Even
I feel like there's an
God.
agenda. Whereas, like, the other... I feel like that's why they had to come out with the Guardians of the Galaxy one to counteract this.
Yeah, dude, it was oof. This
Oh,
show.
no.
All right, I'll give you a similar pitch, right? So, what do you remember about the old Santa Claus movie? The first one.
There's a clause. He killed
son.
Santa. He became Santa.
A son.
Yeah, he had a son, and he was turning into Santa. He couldn't
shaves his
stop it.
beard,
Yeah,
and it grows back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
hot cocoa.
Yeah. So the only way Santa Claus can change is if he dies, and whoever is responsible becomes Santa.
Okay, so
Right?
yes, yeah.
Wrong.
What?
Yeah, it's not Santa dying
Well-
now. It's Santa...
Well, they're
deciding-
implying, I guess they're implying this changes things.
Yeah.
Because...
No, you're not. Tony's
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
what? Yeah.
I knew that very well. He was ready to
That
fight
part
you.
I knew.
That's what the show does to you.
Yeah.
That's what the show does to you.
Yeah.
Because you're
boy.
like, I know this pretty well. Then they add the Mrs. Claus, which
Yeah.
was already whatever.
And then in very, very small font, they have the Santa Claus.
Wait, but that was the original Santa Claus.
Or the
wasn't it?
retirement clause.
It's one of those.
things,
It's a small, very.
yeah, very small
small.
So
font.
there's another fine
Yeah.
print
Yeah.
on top of the fine print.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
on a tiny card.
Fine.
Extremely small.
Yeah.
And it says, Santa can retire.
Yeah.
What?
You
Yeah.
just gotta switch him out with another Santa.
Yeah.
What?
They got to be credentialed, and they got to be like, then they got to be, like audition or whatever.
Yeah.
They got to be like,
It's
they have
weird.
an interview.
Yeah, you basically, it's a job interview for Santa because I was under the impression that Santa was like more of an immortal being.
Yeah.
But like this Santa's, yeah, he's just not doing well.
Yeah,
you
no.
know? He,
I mean, the ball's saying that he's stinking.
yeah, the ball is.
Oh no, the ball.
Yeah,
oh,
there's
yeah,
a ball.
The magic ball. It says
Oh,
stinky.
no, no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Stinky
there's
Santa.
less magic.
Yeah. So the thing is that in the same show where they established that Santa runs on belief magic, they established that witches also exist and other things are magical.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in episode 3 finding. Apparently, there's a witch that hangs out in the forest, though Woods or whatever it's called.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think I just had a stroke, but yeah, the Wobbly Woods. It's in the Wobbly Woods. That's where it is. And the daughter that looks like Eliza Thornberry hangs out with her, and she's like, "She listens to me, Dad, like unlike you."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I'm sorry. I guess I shouldn't have judged so
He has
harshly."
a daughter. Wait a minute.
He
Yeah.
has 2 kids.
Yeah.
One kid that's
But they only showed
stereotypical gamer.
Not
kid.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
They
stereotypical.
just made the son. Oh, it's just
Yeah, sorry, he's TTF in the North Pole.
Yeah, and also
Apparently.
there was like a threat of like, oh, if we go back to the real world, you know, you lose your memories of the North Pole, which like happened in
Only visitors.
yeah, like the first one, like where the the kid went, they're like, where were we?
Oh, yeah.
So these kids were born in the North Pole.
Okay.
So they also had to write that out. They had to be because they're like, fuck it, these kids go to the real world.
They're not gonna know who they are, where they came from.
Who are you guys? And the show starts. It opens just the way you think, like to set you up for how the whole show is. He launches a croissant,
Oh, donut.
a donut. Yeah, he
Yeah,
launches a
a
donut
Kriller.
in with like a launch, right? And the second he launches it, he chases after it with the reindeer, and he does a loop-de-loop, and he catches it in his mouth.
Yep.
All right.
And so aren't you sold? Like
I'm so
legit.
sold right now. This is my type of show.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's just like everything you talked about.
It's just like everything.
Everything you talked about today. I was like, this is the same.
That's
What
exactly.
I like is that when he's in the real world, he, in episode 3, he's like, "This is how I look here."
Yeah.
But in episode 2, that same thing doesn't happen when he leaves the North Pole.
Yeah.
Like, where's the continuity?
what? He ends up being a normal looking person? What?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like-
he's just Tim Allen.
Yeah,
now.
he's just Tim Allen in the real world, apparently, but not in episode 2.
Yeah.
Don't ever look at episode 2 the same.
Or the fucking
Only
movies.
episode 3.
Yeah, exactly. The whole, just everything.
So how does Santa deliver the toys?
Well, see, the magic is running out, so he can't go.
Yeah. Yeah. He can't tickle his little
I
nose.
didn't think magic. Okay,
No, he runs on belief magic. Everyone else runs on regular standard magic.
then why can't he switch to regular standard magic?
He had to go to conversion camp.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And the show's not going to
Yeah.
be talking about conversion camp.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would.
Can you guess who the replacement clause is?
Oh, yeah, this is interesting.
Donald Trump.
a new
Yes.
Santa?
Yeah. They just picked the replacement episode 3.
Is it Chris Evans?
Oh, I wish.
They can't afford him.
Eli Manning.
Are you?
Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton
Yeah, he's in the
That's-
trailer. Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
And Kumar.
Yeah, and Kumar. Yeah, those
Wait,
two
it's
options.
two Santas?
But Kumar is the one that actually does.
Well,
Spoiler alert.
So Peyton Manning was like the obvious candidate because
Yeah.
how much he was like, yeah,
No
I'll be a dope.
spoilers. I probably won't.
Santa.
Yeah. He's like, I love Santa, bro. I love football. I love Santa. And I love pussy. I was like, oh, all right.
My
Okay,
man.
makes sense.
That's an American man. You're Santa Claus. No, he goes to Kumar. Because Kumar is
didn't
like,
get like Dolph Lundgren or something.
that would have been so funny, bro. Just like a rant. They only auditioned 2 people, Kumar
Yeah.
and Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Gotta watch this show. It's such dog shit.
Yeah.
Wish I was a retired quarterback.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Cameo and fucking Santa Claus.
Apparently he gets to be the next one.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Even though he's like 3 years younger than Tim Allen. That's cool.
He looks 50 years younger than Tim Allen in this show.
He probably is 50 years younger. But
Yeah.
That's exciting. I feel like this is the Cabinet of Curiosities, for Halloween. This is that for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's
Something new every episode.
Yeah, and it's horrifying. Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The whole movie in
There's just a
itself.
CGI monster, and it's just Santa or something. I don't know.
There are CGI monsters in this for sure.
Oh.
They're called the reindeers.
Oh my god, yeah. And then the daughter also
Wonderful.
has Elijah Thornberry powers because she starts talking to
Oh,
the
yeah,
reindeer
I
and the
thought-
rain. And she's like, "Did you hear what he said to me?" And they're like, "No, I just heard him grunt at you."
yeah, she's going like nutso. I can't take this show.
That makes sense.
Can't wait to
It's
finish.
insane.
Oh man.
I really can't wait to finish it. I so want to see where this show goes or what direction it takes because it's so not
It's
clear.
off the rails.
It's
So
weird.
between this and Batgirl,
Fucking
What?
Batgirl, Batwoman, bro.
Batwoman. That's
Batwoman,
I bet
100%.
Batwoman,
Yeah, no, Batwoman all the way.
yeah.
That Santa Claus is bad, but Batwoman has such a uniqueness to it where it's like,
Yeah, it's
I
fun to watch.
gotta see
It's
more of
train
this.
wreck. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, so believe it or not, I think that brings us to the end of the TV movie portion of our criteria for this
Whoa.
episode. We got a little bit more,
Wow.
Holy crap.
and
Oh
it's.
no,
Those are the
that
midway
wasn't,
roads.
I wasn't,
Yes,
I
that was-
wasn't, I wasn't wowing because it was that.
I know.
just said,
I'm really on
wow.
edge when I hear woes on this podcast. A preemptive
Triggered.
whoa. Nobody heard that. Don't blow your woe load.
did anybody hear that?
Whoa.
I,
Anybody fucking hear that?
yeah,
I didn't think so either.
that's right.
Yeah.
You heard nothing.
Jon Snow.
Yeah. Video
Wick
games. What?
John Wick 4 trailer.
Oh. Okay, John Wick 4
I
trailer.
literally said we
forgot
need to
about
make a
that.
day where we all go and see the John.
Yeah.
Wick.
Yeah.
Because-
Everybody know?
2023.
can
Like
look it
April,
up.
I think, or something.
Sure.
Or March.
Yeah,
It's coming out soon. And I was like, oh my god, it's coming.
I'm excited.
Me too.
What's the premise?
He's got to defeat the high table.
But it's so high.
I know, but that's where he's going to get the higher
But I
ground.
can't reach.
Yeah,
I
that's why he
can't
goes,
reach the
"Mommy,
high
help me."
table.
Yeah, he's going to go in his
Uppy,
high chair, and then he's going to be a little bit higher than the table, and then he's
Oh.
going to just like, yeah, nobody puts baby in the corner or in the trash can thinking that he's dead, and then a homeless person scoops him back up.
How are we doing?
Fine. Why do you ask?
Okay.
For what reason do you ask?
I just like to check everyone mid-sentence and just see if everyone's okay.
Did my panicked expression of
Ah.
no panic here?
I would like the if John Wick has to stand atop a high chair, be like this.
Oh, mommy,
his forehead is
give me
technically
up.
above the table,
I
but
can't
by,
reach a high chair. I can't reach a high
John Wick
table. Please, Uppy, please, Howie.
I'm gonna need a binky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are, John Wick.
Oh, no. Everyone's trying to shoot at me.
Everybody's scared about the baby formula shortage.
So scary.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
that'd be
Baby Wick,
fucking nuts.
Baby Wick.
Bruh.
Little Wick.
Yeah,
Oh my
Little Wick.
God.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It just marker on facial hair.
It's going to be the prequel to all the movies. They can't
Only
make
on
any
Disney
more
Plus.
movies.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I would really watch that. You don't even know. Oof.
Baby Wick. Baby Wick.
Pink Fong.
All right, so the God of War game that
Yes.
I've heard such positive things
Ooh.
about. I'm not in. I have no knowledge of this franchise. I am going to be the proud owner of. I mean, I've been told to forget that I am going to be an owner of a PS5, and it is the God of War edition.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not like it was like you can get it, but then if you get it with the game, it's like a little cheaper, and you're gonna get the game anyway. So just get that one. And I was like, okay, so we got that one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Bruh.
tell me. So is it basically everything's fair game to use because it's all based in myth and legend and
Yeah, a
it's-
lot of it is.
Who are you playing as?
Can't say.
Is it
You're
John Wick?
playing as Kratos. That's I can't say anything
Okay, yeah,
else.
I was like,
In the
he's
very
on the box.
You're playing as Kratos, but I can't say anything. I mean, I don't want to spoil it.
Okay,
just say
okay,
Kratos.
okay. Let me.
Kratos, just say
I could.
Kratos.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Okay. Is he just some dude? Is he like?
No, he's a dad now.
Oh, he's not.
That's a major character trait. He's a dad.
Yeah, he's
No, I mean,
I understand the plot of this game at least.
I mean, have
me
you
back my
did you
son.
did you watch the first one or play the first one?
No.
I would do a quick. I'd show Tony because I wanted to play the game with him. I showed a quick like gameplay of everything.
I'm
from
a
the
little
first game.
intimidated when I'm about to jump into the world of gaming again. Be like, I am so fucking lost.
Yeah.
I don't know how to use this controller, and I don't know the
Oh,
plot of the
they're
game.
very nice about it. They like
They're
they
very
tell
nice.
you like,
They-
oh,
you
press L1
previously
or
on,
R1.
they
Right,
have,
tell
but-
you like while you're playing.
I
nice
showed
to you.
Tony. I showed Tony
so
the
nice.
gameplay of the last game. You don't need to watch all the lore of God of War, which I really appreciated for like newer players. You just have to catch up on that first game and like the first game of the like
Find a
Norse
hypercut.
mythology.
It's probably like
they have it. I've showed it to
$10
Tony.
now. Just
yeah,
get the first one and play
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
I think it'd be worth it.
Yeah, you
The
could play
wall
it, but
PlayStations are
if
super
you don't have
backwards
time, I'm
compatible?
just saying, you know.
Yeah, you can play any
I showed
PS4
Tony.
game.
I was like, I don't have time.
All the way
I
back?
want to play the game
PS4.
again.
Oh,
So you can play any PS4 and any PS5 game.
nice.
And they have like a
Previous.
service that's called like PlayStation Now.
Yeah.
You can play older ones, but that's a subscription.
Oh, that's for older games specifically. Okay.
But I really like the game. The game has, I think it deserved the score that it got so far, and we're not even like half. I don't even think.
Yeah,
we're
2 out of
halfway through.
10.
No, it got like,
No, no.
it got like a 9. It got like a 9 out of 10. It
gonna
got
return
almost
this thing.
perfect. It's almost perfect. The only thing I would have to say is if you get very motion sickness, this game will make you get very motion sickness. They have settings. I don't think the settings are good enough for people who get very, even talking about it. I'm like,
Oh,
Wow.
whoa!
That's
Keep the
fair.
cameras rolling.
yeah. It's
I need to zoom on Rachel.
Yeah, I'm gonna get puked. Sounds like
Which one?
SeaWorld.
that one or that one.
Yeah. Oh, that one. It's a really weird zoom, but you
Yeah.
want to puke.
do it.
Now puke.
The game's so good. The premise of the game is very good. The story is starting to like form. I mean, it already formed, but like the character development of each of the characters goes even deeper. You feel for all the characters. I feel for Kratos as a dad. I feel for Atreus as the son. I feel for Tyr, who you'll eventually meet. I feel for
One tier.
one Tyr. I feel
Drop.
for what's her face? Do you know that girl's name?
Drop top.
Freya.
I feel for Freya,
Oh,
like
yeah.
really. I feel for Freya a lot. It makes you like even the villains. Well, not all of them, but you feel for the people, and you're like, I would understand as a parent how Kratos feels. I would know as a war veteran how Kratos feels. It almost feels like it's this theme of being tired of all the wars and the fighting. And it's
Yeah,
really
he's very
expressed through
tired of
Tyr.
that shit.
Tyr is also in Norse mythology is the god of war of Norse mythology. You see, he's like exhausted from fighting. He doesn't want to have any part of anything. Kratos wants to stay out of any conflict that has nothing to do with them. And then you can see his son Atreus being the younger version of him, being like, no, we gotta go and fight. But you can see like it's like the war doesn't solve everything, and like the violence
Yeah.
is exhausting. You know, even as you're playing it, you're like, I can see. I was like, wow, he looks so old when you see him
He
from
takes
the
like
game.
4 to 5 smoke breaks. He's like,
And he isn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He isn't even like DTF anymore.
You can see, you can literally see he's you know, in the game, he's dreaming about his wife. Like he doesn't want to
L2
do it
inhale.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
Yeah.
baby.
It feels like-
X's purse lips like against cigarette.
Then again, you're seeing.
But it's okay. They'll guide you through all that.
Yeah, they got you.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
It sounds
So,
got
and
mechanics
then-
on how
Yeah. They're gonna explain everything.
And then with
all the
Atreus,
time.
you get like a new breath of air with Atreus or Loki. You get a new breath of air with him. Oh, I just whatever. You get a new breath of air with him, and you are like he's learning himself, and he's learning about everything.
You're overhyping, bro. He's gonna think he's gonna get this really deep, intense story.
It is actually really deep. So far, what do you think, Tim?
No, I like it a lot. I also like that they bring into the idea of like, oh, it's like, what side of the war are we on? They're like, how do you know there's a right side? You know what I mean? Like, and so I really like that concept too. And I like how it's very.
Nothing. I just have such a stupid thing to say after this.
Okay. I like how it's very cinematic. And it's interesting because just to kind of mesh in the Sonic Frontiers with the God of War stuff. So one of the things that I thought was missing from Sonic Frontiers was the so there's character development in Sonic Frontiers.
That's our next topic.
What?
That's our next
No,
topic.
but I'm mixing it in, so it's gonna segue.
Oh my God! It's beginning.
Into the shadows of Gotham. But yeah, so 2 points to bring up. One, she's super motion sick, but
Very
with
motion
Sonic less so than with God of War. Like,
That's
she
the
was
only
able to
thing I
play
like. I
Sonic.
played Sonic. I played it and was like, I'm only feeling it. I'm not like that Friday we were playing God of War. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna go in that bathroom and throw up. And
you
I
did?
I bought the motion sickness glasses, the ones with the water in it, all the sides.
Wow.
Did nothing for me. I got the little wristbands that have the
C-bands?
thing.
Yeah.
The C-bands didn't do anything for me.
You take Dramamine before you play?
That's
the next thing
that's
we're
our
gonna
next
try.
thing. I just don't want
A
to
scopolamine
feel.
patch.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know whether it's my ear.
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I've been having issues just with this ear, and like ever since
dry
like
mouth.
I got vertigo a while ago, I've just never felt like equilibrium like in anything. Like it's some moments I'll be like, wow, I feel really good, and other moments I'll be like, I'm feel like I'm gonna throw up right now. Like I've never gotten feels clogged. Like it just I can't. And sometimes the games and motions and even being in the car sometimes doesn't make me feel good. It's
Yeah.
But
a struggle.
yeah, so as I was saying, like in God of War, you're always partnered with somebody. So like there's a lot of character development as you go through the game because you're always talking with somebody. That is what I was missing from Sonic, and I think they could have fixed that up if they had like when you're on the island with Amy, you're partnered with Amy the whole time, so they can talk and have character interactions and the character growth there instead of unlocking the cutscenes of the character growth. Because there is character growth in the Sonic game, which was very well done, but it was missing, and it wasn't like
I said it was missing a
didn't
heart in
flow
the game. I was
to
like, it felt empty because there wasn't like.
because it's just Sonic by himself running around. So if it was Sonic with partnered with like Amy or partnered with Tails on the Tails Island, and you could see their character development and how they grow and stuff like that together, it would have been better than the way they did it.
I also feel like that's what made God of War get the score that it did. It's the interaction between the characters. It's you feel bad for the characters. You even feel bad for the people who are like attacking you. You get.
That's what The Last of Us does so well,
Yeah,
bro.
that's what they put a clicker in the game. Did you know that?
Oh my God.
There's an Easter egg with a clicker in the game in the God of War game where it's like behind a pillar. It's like a dead clicker.
Because the fucking Last of Us will have everybody has a name. Everybody has connections to the characters. So if you're playing like The Last of Us 2 and you like kill somebody's dog, they actually will get like upset.
They missed
And it makes you feel bad about killing everybody. But it's like survival. It's such a
It's a good game. Even I can say like that was.
Yeah.
I feel like this game is like in stars. I think it's equivalent, and that was hard. We haven't gotten a game like that, like a really really good game. I think this game is heading towards it. We're not done with the game. I don't even think we're halfway through the game. It's so big.
Oh wow.
It's so big. I feel like we're not even like at the main conflict or like. I don't know. Is it just me that I feel like we're like?
Well, I think we're in the main storyline.
We are in the main storyline.
But I guess it depends the way you play, because there's a lot of parts where they said like, oh, you could go to this other place. I'm like, no, I want to see the main story. But yeah, there's like a different worlds you can go to and stuff like that. So that's what I was saying. Like with Sonic Frontiers versus God of War. Sonic Frontiers wanted to be a AAA title, but I noticed that with a lot of AAA titles, they have this specific type of formula. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't played Last of Us yet, But what I noticed with God of War, it's like you have.
My son just walked into the room.
He wants to be on the
You
podcast.
want to come on the podcast? Come here.
Let's be on
Keep
the
talking.
spot.
It's okay. No, Alexa can't play Deo right now. Come here. Okay. Bye-bye. So wait, you're saying
yeah, sorry guys.
Ooh,
Distracted.
newest podcast
Hello.
co-host, AJ.
say hi. Say hello. Oh, that's. Do you want to switch for us? Say hello.
Now
Okay.
he's clamming up.
You're saying?
Yeah. So with these AAA titles, I noticed that what seems like to me like a formula of you have options. You have options of places to go. You are usually partnered with somebody, and there's like a specific gameplay element they have. So in God of War, it's like combat. That's right, AJ. And so,
Mr. Boopy.
so like in God of War, it's combat, but there's different like puzzles that you have to like solve to continue your way forward in a path.
Yeah.
And so I noticed like that, like even when I think of like Uncharted, it's very similar where the combat it maybe it's not combat, it's gun, it's it's shooting, but it's like you have like this almost like an open space. You have different objectives. You're partnered with somebody so that there's character interactions, and you go to place to place, and there's like certain puzzles that you have to do to unlock go into the next place. And I feel like that's like the AAA formula.
I would say Last of Us is very similar, except for the fact that there's not a lot of like side stuff you do. It's fairly linear. Like you're going on the journey you're on is the journey you're on but there's not a lot of like.
I feel like this one had a little bit, not like fully open world stuff, but there's that one area that gives you a
open
little
areas?
bit,
Yeah.
that gives you more options on where to go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the first one was more linear and more like puzzly stuff, whereas this one does have its puzzly sections, but definitely that one area where it's like you walk into and it's huge.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, you can like explore it, but there's not like an objective.
No.
It's more so just like, oh, here it is. It's like,
Yep.
look how crazy we rendered this.
But so would you say that it's an accurate formula for a AAA game?
That's a yeah, pretty much,
Right.
yeah.
So
Like the sandboxed areas where you either do combat or you do the shooting or you do etc. But at the same time, like GTA is just this huge open world with
Depends on the
levels and
formula
exploration.
that you.
So I think like for the most part, yeah. But then if that's the case, like Gotham Knights would have done better.
well, you're not partnered with somebody. I mean,
You
you're-
literally are, yeah.
Well, you are in the sense that you're
And there's always a communication to them
yeah,
too.
Yeah. But I think even that game could have benefited from having that person there with you the whole time.
But in
And-
Uncharted, you don't have the person there the whole time. You're not always
Sometimes,
partnered.
right, you go in and out,
Same for The
yeah.
Last of Us. It's like you're not always partnered with somebody,
No,
but
yeah.
but
But the
there's,
chances
but
that you
there's
are.
moments.
But
Yeah, there's moments.
Yeah.
It makes you lead up to the moments and the scenes where you are. I feel like God of War just I think it's always been like a good game. Like I don't know how if you could go wrong with God of War. You know what I mean? Like all the games that they have out for God of War, I like all of them. So
First one, he gets banged.
Oh
yeah, and almost
very
except
first
I
thing
feel
they
like
do.
these two.
I was like, oh my god.
I feel like these two are the only ones that he doesn't get banged in. Like these two are ones that I mean, in this one you can see his wife, which is like a big deal. Like you didn't get to see her. Oh God, there's so much lore that like is accurate to like what actually was, and I appreciate that. So was Assassin's Creed, the Valhalla had a lot of it. It mixed in with like alien stuff, but like or whatever. But this one is more like on the story path and is correct and like, I enjoy it. So
So he uses a sword or something?
he uses his axe.
His dad powers.
And then he gets like.
I
a big
waited,
ol'
I think, 45 minutes to ask that question,
like a
and I was
chain
waiting
axe.
for
He has
any
his chain one, and he has
anything. I don't think they fight in this game. I think they're just like fucking war, man.
And then I think what makes
That
it
was
even
worth it.
better
That was so funny.
is that his weapons and his gear are now like they now have different like armor pieces. In the last game, I don't think they had different armor pieces, but like really unique pieces.
That's pretty cool.
I've been curious to know what your thoughts are on Sonic Frontiers. Not to compare it to this other game. Like I feel like it's apples and oranges. I mean, sure, open world, but it's a Sonic open world.
Furries and
I
gods.
could play it. That means a lot to me.
Same.
that they put like the time to put a motion sickness thing in there for me. Not just for me, but for everybody.
For Rachel specifically. It's called a Rachel setting.
Yeah, the Rachel said.
just like when they put like a colorblind thing, it means a lot because I like playing these games and
Yeah.
like I was the only thing I'm upset with God of War is that there's no motion sickness. And I bought the game for me, and now I'm like I don't get to play because I can't play.
Right.
Sonic, at least it was Tony's game, but like I was able to play
Totally.
and enjoy it as much as he was, you know. So that's my only complaint.
Have you beaten the game?
Yeah,
Yes.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome. So the only parts I think that actually was getting you sick was like the supersonic fights.
Oh, when it went really fast, I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
"This is on you." I was like,
But no, I really enjoy the game. I like the direction they're going in. So the only things that I like the storyline too. I like how the storyline goes back in talks about like the history of like the Chaos Emeralds and stuff. But the only things that I said like which for me I feel like could be improvements in the next games is I think if they did less of Breath of the Wild, where you just do whatever you want, and do a little bit more of like there's some linearity to it. Like I say, like a lot of AAA games, there's like tasks and missions that you got to specifically do, and if you partner him up with somebody so that there's actually character development throughout the game instead of just at the moments where you unlock them. I think
should have been more side missions. There should have been like I feel like going on those loops was the only thing that you could do in the open world. Like
Dang.
like on the things that they had there. That I felt like that was the only thing that was in the world that made it. Besides the monsters that they had there, the side bosses. I go, but that's not like I want them to interact with other characters. Like where was Big the Cat?
yeah, he's in the game, but we never.
Where was he?
we never
the
even
fishing
met him.
portal.
Yeah. We
didn't even find him.
Oh.
Where
We
was
beat
he?
the game. We didn't even see him
Oh.
once.
Wow.
We didn't see him a single time.
No, God, you don't even need to play the game if you see Big the Cat. You can unlock everything just by fishing.
That's why we
You
didn't
could-
even get there.
You could fish as long as you like and just keep getting more fish and redeem him for everything.
Oh wow.
That's my understanding. I've done it twice. I was just like, why would I stop? I could redeem everything. You can unlock the what do you call it? The things to unlock the portals,
wow.
the
the
gear
gears?
tools.
Wow.
Well, that would have been nice. So, where's the sign? Big the Cat's fishing area.
I haven't even found him.
Big the cat's big fishing hole.
I
Yeah.
was like, I guess he's just not in the game because they have plenty of other characters that they could like just throw in the world and be like, they're also stuck here, but they have side missions for you. You know, they have plenty.
It took me until like 2 or 3 days ago to realize that like, sure, like unlocking the map is annoying at first, but then I was like, oh, you can actually see the question marks to unlock more of the map. I only realized that a couple days ago. I was like, okay. So I was up to, I just finished the third island, and that was the only one where I've unlocked 100% of the map. The other one, I think I've done 40%. The other one, I think I've done 80%.
So what we did was we went around before we even did anything and just unlocked the whole map.
Because it powers you
and
up.
then-
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then we just
Now I know why I struggled so much.
and then moved
I
on.
want to go back there and finish them, so I'm actually like as strong as I should be. 'Cause I'm still like, going through this like a weak little bitch hedgehog.
But what are your thoughts on the game?
I like it quite a bit. I'm approaching it as someone who hasn't gamed a lot or intensely, and it gives me Breath of the Wild vibes, but like simple and dumbed down and Sonic-fied. Which like I tried going back to Breath of the Wild and found it incredibly intimidating. I was like, I don't remember how to do anything. Right. So the fact that I feel like this is a game you just sort of pick up and sort of run with. I got it for the Switch. And every time I play, I'm like, I gotta press B to jump. It's not A. It's and like the controls are silly, and like they're set. You can't really change them. It's just the camera inversion is the only thing I think is preset. I like that there's changing in difficulties whenever you'd like.
Yeah.
I think that's a nice feature.
Yeah.
I'm playing the game in normal difficulty, but something I'm embarrassed to say is during these boss fights, there's moments where you just gotta button mash, and I am not a gifted button masher. I've never been one, and you can't do it. Guess what? You fucking fail, and you have to start the whole thing over from like before you're even supersonic.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's like I'm going to make it set it easy just for the button mashing part, and then set it right back. So that's stupid.
Well, that's what. So God of War does have that setting where instead of button mashing, you just hold the button. You can switch it.
You can switch
you don't
to
have
whatever
to
you
button
like.
Yeah,
If you
it's
like
like,
button
listen,
mashing, or if
yeah.
you like holding it, then
It's like I'll never be able to get past this part unless I like have a seizure while like on the controller. Yeah. Yeah.
Where you have those old school turbo like Super
Yeah, the
Nintendo controllers.
Yeah.
Take that. Got him.
So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, I like it. Yeah. No, it's cool. I didn't get far. Don't have a lot of time to play, but I like it.
I don't own it. yet.
Tutorial Island.
We should play it on stream
Oh, I would love to. Hell yeah.
because that's the only way I'll play it.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're it.
Yeah, we played a little bit of God of War on stream, but
Want to play?
that's
it.
all I played of
Yeah.
God of War too.
Yeah, that's the most God of War that I played since we played the last God of
40
War for
hours.
like 30 minutes.
And that's the
it's
most
like
God of War
40,
before.
46 hours, they said.
Oh,
for
yeah,
God
we're
of
not
War.
beating
That's
that.
why I was like, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't think we're halfway through. That's what I was like, blah, blah,
Well, I'm not done with the game yet. I just like that they set everything up. It's like it looks like a lot of like thought, love was put into the game, and I think they did a cool job. And if this is sort of like a hint of things to come for future Sonic games, I think that's pretty neat. Yeah. I'm indifferent about the 2D versus 3D switch it up approach. Like I'd be cool if they just kept it 3D and keep modernizing it, but I have nothing on it. I kind of like. It's grown on me, like how naturally it's sort of like, okay, now it's only a 2D thing. And sometimes I appreciate the 2D because I'm constantly falling off rails. So taking a whole dimension out of it is kind of like easy mode now for me. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like maybe I'll have more to say as I keep, as I advance with the game. I think I'm getting there because the fourth one was like a joke island. I fucking hated that one. It was stupid. You have to like get to the top of these towers and turn them off.
Dang.
It took me like I feel like 10 minutes to get to the top of the tower, and I didn't realize I was at the top when I was there, and I just kept going, and that threw me onto the ground. I'm like, wait,
Was Jerry Seinfeld?
I think I missed something, and I was supposed to turn off the. I couldn't believe it.
What's the deal with that?
And it didn't give me any of those like shortcuts to get back up. Like the other ones had that. This one didn't seem to do that. So I had to start all the way from the beginning. Yeah. So I'll have more to say later, but future topics for future podcast episodes. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Pseudo Adults podcast.
Oh my
there's the
God.
ending.
That was
Whoa,
a
right?
little baby whoa. Help me on
That means we need to go into the shadows.
Whoa.
New York City.
Concrete jungle.
I'm Matt.
I'm Alex.
I'm Rachel.
This is Tony.
And I'm Kyle. We're Pseudo Adults.
My
He
God.
was born in the shadows.
I was born.